Welcome back to our channel. I appreciate the commentary. I appreciate the dialogue. Thank you everyone for your support. In California, we do have a 5-day triple banger instructor course that is certified by the California Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Training. You will be trained as a carbine, shotgun, and pistol instructor if you pass. The course is going to be April 21st through April 25th, and it's going to be in Imperial County, California. It is absolutely worth it, guys. I think it's going to be worth it to you. Just imagine that you're able to have this state certification that far exceeds the industry standards, if there's even standards out there anymore. This isn't I'm not putting down any associations, but this is not your simple, junky, tacky NRA basic pistol course that's like 4 hours long and 5 hours long. I'm not putting that down. What happens is you have these crappy instructors that have trained the trainer certifications, and they put out crap courses. And for that reason, the tactical community kind of frowns upon these NRA level courses. The tuition is $1,200. It is pricey. I will say that the original course, or the sister course, or the mother course, is an 80-hour course. Not a lot of people can take 2 weeks off to attend it. I attended the 80-hour course in November 2019, and it's condensed. So if you guys are interested, CWPS, Citywide Protection Services, is offering that course. They are a security company based out of the San Diego area, specifically Santee, California. Shoot me email. I don't even know what the email is right now. I'm associated with like 4 or 5, I don't know, maybe 5 companies. So I don't remember all of them. Hey, what's up, Doug? What's up, Professional Security Journal? Anyhow, I want to talk about these tacky, weird patches. I don't know if YouTube is going to ban this video, because it does have the F-bomb. There's F-bombs being laid in it. There's a fuck around and find out patch on the cover. So I think that they actually might have an issue with it, but I don't care right now. Anyhow, one of our colleagues did an Instagram story, and by the way, I'm on Instagram under the Firearms Trainer. It features this security guard wearing like a red uniform, and he has a patch that says "fuck around and find out," and a whole lot of I think he has a Punisher one, the blue line flag one, and he has a crown tattoo on his neck. I don't know if that's associated with a gang, but it looks very familiar. And it looked like he was kind of acting unprofessional. I mean, he was provoked. I get you that. But the whole patch idea is a terrible thing. Just imagine if you get into a shooting situation. What happens? Well, number one, you're not free to leave if you're a security officer. Number two, they're going to take photographs of you with your uniform on. Do you want to have a fuck around, find out patch on your uniform? Some of you might be saying, well, I don't really care. Okay, then don't care. Don't watch this video. I'm just telling you from experience, they're going to put you against a back wall so that there's no background distractions on the photo. They're going to photograph your duty belt. They're going to go through all the items on your duty belt. Did you bring de-escalation tools, like less lethal tools? Did you bring that? Now, there's a California case law, I believe. I just taught the California Post 2-day less lethal instructor course to 10 good people. But on one of the teachbacks, on one of the presentations, they discussed that regarding the case, there was a police officer that didn't have a less lethal item, and the court stated basically they're not required to wear less lethal items. They're required to de-escalate, but it's not a requirement that you have a pepper spray, not a requirement that you have a baton. But that's for law enforcement. Is there an exemption for private security? I don't even know. I don't even know what to tell you. So they're going to take pictures of all that. When the jury goes to lunch, okay, when even the grand jury, when they go to lunch, when they take a break, that patch is going to stick out. There was an Arizona copper that got into a shooting. It was one of these shootings where you're thinking the optics don't look good on it, right? And on his AR-15, ejection port door, for lack of a better terms, it says on there, fuck them or send it, or just something that you would normally see in a 2A community. Guys, honestly, there should not be any pro 2A, any political patches on your uniform. And if you're a security company owner, these are things that you should regulate. The only patches that should be on a uniform are the ones that you authorize. There shouldn't be a Punisher skull. I constantly see cops all over the place sporting the Punisher skull patch. Does anybody know what the Punisher represents? They represent vigilante justice. As a professional security officer, do you represent vigilante justice? Okay, and maybe it's a good thing, right? But should you make a political statement on your uniform? That doesn't make any sense. And then you see some security guards wearing a SWAT pin. You know, the eagle with the rifle on it. Do you belong to an SRT team? Do you belong to a SWAT team? Okay. Yes, I work private security. We have an emergency response team, an ERT or SRT team. And that's why I have the pin. Okay. What did you do to earn that pin? Like, what is your background? What is your training like? You know, the scary people out there, in my opinion, the ones I would fear are the ones that don't have any pins on them. There's no tattoos. There's no pins, nothing. Matter of fact, I just met with I gotta be careful what I say. I just met with somebody who has unalived a lot of people. I mean talking about from Precision Scope. You would never guess that he did so, obviously in a military theater. You would never guess so, right? That he's dead accurate. No tattoos, no military propaganda. And I'm not putting military down. I'm just saying no military propaganda, right? Not even on his car. Doesn't say what branch he served. Nothing. You would never know. This guy is the most friendliest person ever that can end you. Nobody would ever guess. The most humblest person ever. You would never guess. Sometimes I think that these people that put on all these crazy patches, they're compensating for deficiencies. They're not secure on their abilities. So to make them feel a little bit more confident, I'm going to put on a Punisher skull patch. I'm going to put on a patch that says fuck around and find out. I'm going to have all of these tattoos on me so I can make people fear me. That's not the way it works, guys. Slender is here. What's up, Sean? Coming from my lovely bed at the station. Hey, there's actually a guy that worked at the casino. I think it was Golden Acorn. You might know him, and he's suffering from a terrible disease. I thought about you the other day because I saw I saw like a fundraiser bulletin, and I noticed that he did work at that casino that you worked at. So I don't know if you know him or not, but he's in a wheelchair and he's suffering, man. He has a loathsome disease. Warden says that cop was acquitted. Terrible day for justice. Professional Security Journal says shooting of Daniel Shaver, 2016, Mesa PD, Philip. Thank you, Mike. Warden says, yeah, that was a tragedy, just a trigger happy goon. The optics of that situation, it looked terrible. I don't agree with what was said. I mean, you have to choose your words wisely. I don't know. I was watching the video. I didn't sit well with watching that video. The Professional Security Journal says Brailsford had You're Fucked and Molon Lobby. Philip had been previously investigated apparently for body slamming a teenager during apprehension and arrest. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, that may have been, can you body slam somebody? Yeah, you can. I mean, it depends on the situation, but it looks like it was investigated, meaning that there was possible malfeasance. I mean, normally when you body slam somebody, it doesn't look good, but you got to articulate it for sure. Slender says, yep, I know him. Used to be my security director. Yeah, guys, I feel so bad for those of you who are in the security profession. You don't get paid a lot of money at all. And all of a sudden, you have this loathsome disease, and you have to survive off a fundraiser. This is terrible. I met this individual who Slender says is a security director or was security director. He was a very humble person. Very, 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 very kind person. I just feel so terrible for private security and others who are in these situations. You get paid almost nothing, and then all of a sudden, you're like depending on parents, you're depending on people to survive. It's just terrible. And you can't get a job, you can't work because you can't physically move. Doug says, I saw that video. He was acquitted and was able to retire with full benefits. Oh, that was that officer. Yeah, guys. You know, a lot of these officers that put all these stupid patches on, I want to say about half of them don't even have any hard skills. Like, they can't shoot. They can't. I mean, they could perform under stress, right? But they suck at shooting. They suck at other hard skills, maybe at CQB and other types of skills that are needed to do the job. They suck. So they think by putting on these patches, it makes them better. There shouldn't be room for a Punisher patch. I don't know, guys. If you know me, I don't have any blue line sheepdog stuff, patches. I don't have any of that. I'm not into this blue line thing. All the patches that I have, it's either a distressed American flag to blend in, to camouflage, to camouflage myself from the enemy, right? I'm just joking around, right? But it's usually American flag. There's no line in the middle, a sheep in the middle. I'm not into that. I know that some of you are, and you support yourself or you support law enforcement. That's on you. I have no reservations. I'm not gonna look down at you for that. I will tell you that when you go to a police academy where people want to be cops, you look at their war bag or their duty bag that they use for the academy. 1/3 of it has blue line propaganda on it. But then afterwards, you're talking about 5 years on the job, 3 years on the job, 10 years on the job. All of that blue line propaganda just disappears. It's gone. Okay? The only patch that I have, which is on my lunch bag, that I guess some people might think is propaganda. I wish I had it. It says "No one fights alone," and it has a green. It has like a green leaf and an arrow, and that the green or the veal color, that represents mental health. So I really like that patch. It says no one fights alone. I have to show it to you guys. And I don't want to say I believe in the patch, but I believe in that theory. I believe in that school of thought that with mental health, nobody should fight alone. And that's the only reason why I have it. You would never think like it's associated with law enforcement or military. But I do have that patch. And if I get into a critical incident, I can articulate that patch, right? I mean, just imagine like a defense attorney. Hey, Mr. Sundahl, can you tell us about that patch with an arrow through it? And then, that defense attorney might think that it's going to describe or symbolize a warrior, right? The sheepdog warrior. No, that has nothing to do with the warrior. No one fights alone, and it involves mental health. That's it. I am actually a state certified, I don't want to say, it's not a counselor, it's called a peer supporter. So because of the training I have, which isn't a lot, it is a state course that you take. Information that's given to me in confidence is not disclosable in court. So if we went to court and the judge says, hey, Mr. Sundahl, I'm ordering you to disclose what this person said to you, I actually have a right to say that there's an exemption under the evidence code which prevents me from disclosing that. If I disclose that information, then I am in violation of the law. And it's up to the judge if he wants to still order me to say it. Or say that what was discussed. So that's my background. Even like my boss or a chief of police, a high-ranking person, still cannot get that information out of me. All right, Slender says, oh, hey, Mike the Hammer was at work. Delete them all. Delete them all, Mike. Slender says, and back to the man you wouldn't know because could unalive you. The most dangerous man in the room is usually the quietest, the kindest, and the most gentle. That's what my old MMA instructor told us. Yes, absolutely. Mike from Professional Security Drill says, I have one 511 patch on my duty bag because it makes me giggle and smile whenever I see it. It says optic state of mind or something like that. I don't remember exactly. And I mean, these are good nature patches, guys. 511. I'm just talking about these patches with Punisher skulls, fuck around and find out patches. These skulls they're just terrible nature. That's it. If you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know. If you're interested in signing up for the course, let me know as well. Take care.